I'm looking at the average household budget here in the United States, and in relation to what I've been doing this past year and a half, especially today. I'm recording this on Yom Kippur. I got another 4 hours left of the fast. And what really strikes me, I knew food was one of the number 2 or number 3 expenses, but I didn't know how it was in relation to other important things in life. And looking at this really put it in perspective. We spend about 5 times more on food than on educating ourselves, right? We'd rather stuff our bodies rather than stuff our minds, right? And I think that is kind of wrong, in my opinion. Especially, I wish they would break this down a little bit more, right? A lot of that food is probably binged away. A lot of it is probably not healthy foods. I'd love to see how much of it is actually spent on real foods, right? It's probably less than 2,000, because that's about how much I spend on real foods, and I don't spend anything on nonsense, right? Now, what's especially sad is that we look at some of the other categories. Healthcare, a big part of that is probably caused by that, right? I think obesity-related health problems are 50% of healthcare spending. So take $6,000 of junk food, $2,500 of healthcare from the junk food. We got $8,500. What could you do with it? Well, look at the other category. Oh, I forgot to mention personal care. A lot of that is probably a result of eating so much, right? The more you eat, the more your body's going to smell, and the more you're going to need personal care products to hide that, right? So we'll take $500 of that. So now we're up to $9,000. Let's see. You could argue apparel, part of it is because of our large sizes. I won't count anything. Let's just call it $9,000 altogether. Well, you could certainly improve your education, right? And I'm not saying just going back to school. I'm saying actually going out and being street smart, right? So for example, this past year I took up bowling, not only just for my own exercise, but also to mingle with people around me, right? You could call that a little bit of soft skills education, right? I'd rather people go out and meet their future partners. Right now here in the United States, the divorce rate is 50% of people are getting divorced, and I think part of it is because they'd rather spend money here than down here, right? They're getting that soft skills education of going out and mingling with the right people, right? That's what I like to think of it, at least, right? Anyway, not to mention you could also do some investing as well. Look at that. A lot of that is probably Social Security, and only 7. We'd rather be stuffing our bodies. $8,000 in stuffing our bodies, and only 7 toward providing for the future, right? Change that.